Buying a home is a fairly complicated matter for the sheer magnitude of the cost involved. With figures in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the math that goes into determining the costs that go into applying for a home loan. An easy method for streamlining the math into a user-friendly process has been developed into an online application, the mortgage calculator. The method for calculating the cost of a mortgage follows standard guidelines, which include some established by the federal government, guaranteeing that borrower protections from abusive lending practices known as usury. Following certain mathematical principles, mortgage lending rates can be calculated uniformly across the nation, with most deviations occurring due to local lending regulations and customs. Still, a prospective homeowner needed the advice of a lending professional or accountant in order to figure out the full cost of a home loan. Mathematical formulas lend themselves perfectly to the computer world. In fact, all computer programming is driven by math. Professional programmers have created a wealth of calculating resources that offer regular people the luxury of never having to do the math. The development of online mortgage calculators has made the job of figuring the cost of a mortgage easy for the individual borrower. Mortgage calculators are small, fast, and accurate programs that will crunch the number a user enters into them and return accurate results from monthly payments, interest rates, and amortization schedules, literally in the blink of an eye. The value of being able to calculate these numbers to the prospective homeowner is that it gives him or her a good foundation from which to negotiate the conditions of a home loan. This doesn't mean that the figures a mortgage calculator produces are the figures a borrower will end up with when they apply for a home loan. A lender will still determine a loan applicant's credit score, history, debt-to-income ratio, and total income in determining the conditions and outcome of the mortgage agreement. But the mortgage calculator is a very handy tool to getting off on the right foot in applying for a home loan. It allows a user to see what must be planned for with regard to monthly payments, interest costs, and how much it'll take to meet the obligations of the mortgage. Before diving into the mortgage application process, a potential borrower can determine what he or she can afford in the way of a house, what to expect in costs, and lay out the family budget accordingly. Using a mortgage calculator can protect a future homeowner from some nasty surprises that might crop up along the path to home ownership. Federal Mortgage Services, financing you need for the home of your dreams.